From being the 53rd pick in the 2014 NFL draft to being possibly the most dominant wide receiver in the NFL, Davante Adams slowly took over the league.
And this was something he was doing from his time in college. He went to Fresno State, which is not the most exciting school in college. There's no Ohio State or Michigan or whatever, but it's still in, the D1 schools. And he only played 2 years in college, which goes to show, how good he was, because not many people get drafted after their sophomore year. His freshman year, he had 102 receptions, which led his conference, 1,312 yards, which led his conference, and 14 touchdowns, which led his conference, averaging 12.9 yards a catch. And as a freshman, you gotta think this kid's like 18. He's our age doing this. He's putting up insane numbers, leading his conference, and and it does help that he had Derek Carr throwing to him, which he's been good, pretty good in the NFL, but in college he was something else. And then his sophomore year, which is where he really, like really showed out. He had 131 receptions, which led college football in general. 1,719 yards, which led his conference, obviously, and he was second in the nation to Brandon Cooks, who had 1,730. So he was, 11 yards behind being number one in the nation on receiving yards. But he had 24 touchdown receptions, which led the entire nation as a sophomore. He was, I think, calling him the best receiver in college football as in that year would be a pretty not crazy claim. And that was the year that Derek Carr put up 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns too, which is also kind of crazy. But it was a crazy good duel. And as you can see, Davante Adams wanted to play with Derek Carr again in the NFL. So it goes to show that, he wanted to stick with him because they got stuff done. But, his NFL career now, Mason will go over that.
Yeah, look at him. He was a stud in college. So after 2 years of being dominant, he declared for the NFL draft, and he got drafted in the second round by the Green Bay Packers. And I just chose three different statistics to go over in his entire career, and I thought that the way that they line up is really interesting. All right, so right now, as of right now, he's still playing in the league. By the way, he's playing for the New York Jets right now. But as of right now, he has 893 total receptions in his entire career, 11,020 yards, and 96 touchdowns. Now, if we look more into the years, in Green Bay, I chose 3 years, and then I chose 1 year out of Las Vegas to highlight here. So we have Green Bay 2018. He had 1,386 yards and 111 receptions and 13 touchdowns. Pretty dominant there. In 2020, he had 1,374 yards, 115 receptions, and 18 touchdowns. Dominant there as well. In 2021, he had 1,553 yards, 123 receptions, and 11 touchdowns. This guy's a menace. And then in Las Vegas in 2022, when he went to play with Derek Carr again, he had 1,516 yards on only 100 receptions and 14 touchdowns. Now, to put this into perspective, how good those stats are, in all 6 other years he played, not including this year, including this year, the 4 games he played this year, he received the ball for 5,191 yards. That's only half of his career yards, by the way. So he had half of those yards in those 4 years that I just outlined. He had 444 receptions, which is also less than half of his total career, and 40 touchdowns, which is also less than half. So in 4 years, he had half of the stats that he has accumulated over 11 years of NFL football. That's insane. That is just like 4 years of absolute prime, where he balled. to the greatest ability that he possibly could have. And honestly, I don't even know if his stats show how actually dominant Davante Adams was, because you'd have to watch, like, I'm a Bears fan, so I had to deal with Davante Adams for a long time, and he was just like an artist the way he played receiver. Like when he played for the Packers, like I would see him twice a year, and it was insane. I hated facing him because him and Aaron Rodgers were an unstoppable duo. So yeah, but I mean, just an incredible NFL career. I can see him being a Hall of Famer. I don't really think that there's an argument that he's not, but we'll see how it goes. Anyways, his career is still going, so it's not quite over yet. Anyways.
Yeah, and to add to his, Hall of Fame resume, he doesn't have any Offensive Player of the Year or Rookie of the Year stats to go to his name. But what he does have is 6 Pro Bowl appearances and 3 first-team All-Pro appearances. So, he might not have won these, big flashy awards, but he's been the best receiver in football 3 times and one of the best 6 times, if not the best in those 6 years. So it goes to show that this man's insane, and he's still doing this. Like, he's still a very good receiver. Even now, he's like 32, I believe, and he's still as dominant as he was 4 years ago, 5 years ago. Not in the sense, I mean, yeah, he's a little older, you can kind of tell, but he still gets open. He's still producing at a high level. And I mean, as it was, outlined on the Receiver show on Netflix, he had a rough stint with the Raiders. He kind of hated it there, but he did have a Taco Bell in his house. Not many people can claim to have that, and that should go on his Hall of Fame resume too. But anyways, we're gonna wrap this one up here. If you like what you watched, like, comment, subscribe. We love you till the day you die if you do all of those. And yeah, Mason, you want to add anything?
I mean, yeah, like, comment, subscribe for the algorithm.
Oh yeah,
get us up there, man. These are our more successful videos, and I hope you enjoyed, and we'll have another one coming out next Saturday.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, no, hold on.
Oh, my bad. Cut the outro a little too early. Keep talking,
yeah,
Mason.
Come on, bro. We got a recap coming on Tuesday, and then we got probably a Yap video coming out on Wednesday. So watch out for those.
Oh yeah, a little teaser here too for that Yap video on Wednesday. It's going to be about the NFC North, but who knows what about them? You gotta wait and see. Go watch that video for yourself. Coming out Wednesday, October 30th.
Yep, and like we said, like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah.
We'll see ya in the next one.
Yep.
Later.